A period where I was in awe of the masterpiece of the layout of trees and the size of some of the trees in Washington Square. This is Washington Square where the Eternal Flame is. The Eternal Flame is way out there for the unknown soldier. And this is not to minimize those who fought in war and everything, but what if some unknown soldiers are walking around the streets of every city and are trained at a higher level than Marines, and they don't get paid, they don't get benefits, they don't get recognized. So it's a tragedy. And they, well, if they're already manipulated and trained for secret purposes, and they're unable to break free of that, they could go to the office, but they might be too old. There are people over 40, 45 in this position. On top of that, if you're sort of handled secretly, privately, they don't want you showing up because it'll show somewhere in the military that something's going on. Shit, there's more than half our top men. What's going on? And all our people are robots, so she's real, so what's going on? And they know they're robots because they know they're fed. So there are a lot of unsung heroes out here who survived things way worse than meeting up with the commissary, having dinner, getting laid, and watching MASH and pushing pencils all day. Oh, I'm getting triple overtime here in Afghanistan, but all I do is hang out in that tent. We don't even do anything in our squadron, we just hang out in case they need us. Somebody else is doing all the building of all the, you know, American stuff, you know, to impinge. So they put a Wawa down here. This actually used to be a little souvenir shop off to the left with these big columns. Saying little, it was kind of big, but they would have like Yankee Doodle hats and stuff. I remember I worked with someone at Giovanni's Room Bookstore, Dominique Johnson, and she got one of these hats. I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. Dominique went to Stanford, or I'm sorry, Stanford, that's right, Stanford. I always do that with that school out in Northern California-ish. Bryn Mawr, Temple. She taught at a community college in northern Jersey, and and then she ran for local office. Her partner wound up teaching at like Yale or Harvard. So these are high-level Ivy League people. And that's Wawa on the corner there. And around 4th of July, they always have like a special Independence Day free hoagies. It's Hoagie Fest comes after, but it's in the realm of like that time period. And also Wawa gave out free water during the Pope visit in 2015. The Pope Francis actually showed up and had a whole thing. The city emptied out because a whole bunch of people were all upset because of the amount of security that would be present. But because I was slaughtered so badly by whatever was going on, I have to admit that was the most peaceful time for me. I was like, this is the world should be a little bit more like this. We're going this way. Here's Independence Mall. So this stretches all the way down to the National Constitution Center, all the way down there. The Liberty Bell is housed in that glass structure there. And then sometimes they have events here. The Constitution was drafted, written, signed or ratified here. This flag is here in this building. So like if you take a tour, you can see like a mock-up of all the figures who were part of that process, of that democratic process. Let's see what is here. We're kind of on the hunt to see if we can find out where they're putting the white party or dinner en blanc. So far I don't see any signs of porta potties or anything like that. So Red Altada. There's a hotel up here that used to be called the Franklin. Did they change it to the Franklin, or let's find out. So this is Kimpton Suites, right, the Monaco. The other Kimpton Suites would be Palomar up on 17th Street. I almost walked a dog for a woman who lives in one of these. It's called the Bank. So this isn't the one. That's the Philosophical Society. So much fun though. And she lived, I guess it was like these, but Benjamin Franklin Hall. I guess it's down here unless they changed it. She lives on the Bank, right? She was like on the second or third floor of the Bank here. This hotel was called the Franklin, or the Ben Franklin, or whatever. Let's see what they changed it. Now it might be the Reserve, or